Hey guys, I'm just making sure I am live, but I am not seeing myself.
Hey guys.
There I go. Loud. Okay. Welcome. So today I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about this concept of moving away from the idea of money and focusing more on clients. It's really common everywhere we see this idea of 10K months, six figure, and in some ways this is kind of it's a little bit of an emotional trigger that marketers are using to kind of hook you, but in the end it actually doesn't mean much. So, like, I know people who were making great money, and suddenly, when ads stopped working, their ability to reach clients went down the toilet and their business tanked. They had to literally figure out a different way to reach clients because the way that they had was not working. How much money they had in the bank, how much money they were bringing in actually didn't matter at all at that level. And so, yes, you need a great offer. Yes, you need to be charging generously for your expertise. Like, if you can get that done, then obviously you have a sustainable business. But in the end, none of that matters if you don't know how to consistently bring in clients under any market circumstance. And I think there's a lot of people out there who are teaching ways of reaching clients and growing your business that worked pre-COVID, that worked a few years ago when they were coming up, but no longer work anymore. Let me introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Ilsa Comtier. I'm the founder of the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, where I marry kind of step-by-step strategy, energy, and community to help soulful entrepreneurs, mainly healers, wellness practitioners, therapists, transformational coaches, to get booked out without burnout. And if you're here at any time, live or on the replay, say hi to me. Let me know where you're watching this from. I am in Boulder, Colorado, and today it is cold but very sunny, which is lovely. Okay, so the truth is, if you want to make more money, all you got to do is raise your price or create a new offer. It's actually pretty simple math. But if you don't have any clients, none of that matters. So what defines success, especially at the beginning, especially in the first few years of business, is actually your ability to find potential clients, to connect with them, to engage with them, to start conversation, and then to convert them. And I bring up all of these things because we need to know where they are, obviously. We need to know how to connect with them, how to engage them, and we need to start having conversations with them. Business is relationships, business is relating. If you try to skip that, and I have a lot of clients will come to me and they'll say something like, Ilsa, I don't understand what's going on. I'm posting all the time. I'm posting everywhere. I'm posting every day. I'm going live. I'm doing videos. Like, I'm putting a lot of great content out there and I'm not getting any clients. And my answer oftentimes is, welcome. None of us are getting clients doing that. So, as some of you know, I'm in the process of launching my program in the founding members stage, and we officially start tomorrow. I've got 9 people in there, and one of them came directly from my content. Everybody else in there are people that I've had some kind of connection, some kind of conversation, some kind of relationship with. And when my program was ready, I was able to reach back out to them and say, hey, this is available. It's in founding members stage. Are you interested? And a lot of people said yes. A few of them are already my clients. Some of them have never worked with me. But what I will tell you is 99% of them have, in some way, shape, or form, been on a call, in a conversation with me, and knew who I was and trusted me and liked me, and I liked them and I trusted them already before they bought, which is why I'm doing this live, So if you are putting a lot of content out there and you are not getting the response, the results you want, it's not that you're doing anything wrong. You're missing a few things. You're missing a step or two. So, forget this idea of 6-figure, 7-figure, 10K months. That's all great. But in the end, it's totally arbitrary. And it's numbers that marketers are using to trigger an emotional response in you and make you think that that's what's important when it's not. What really matters is having a clear step-by-step process to connect, reach, and engage and start conversations with clients. So I'm going to give you 5 steps to do that. And these, by the way, are the steps that I took to essentially get booked out in my own practice. So I'm not telling you things that I'm not doing, and I'm not telling you things that don't work today. Those things work today. They are the steps I just used to get this amazing group of people together for my program. Okay, so 4 of those steps are actual stuff you need to do. And then the last one is inner work. So outer work and inner work. The first step is you need to create content that not only shows your expertise, but also makes you relatable. People buy from folks that they enjoy, that they relate to, and that they trust. So there are literally entire courses just on that topic, right? But I use 6 different types of content that I kind of move around. I don't use them all the time. I don't use them every week. But essentially, like every couple of weeks, I make sure that I've had at least one of those 6, and they create a really well-rounded relationship with your audience. They allow them to see your expertise, to get you, to trust you, to get a sense that you know what you're talking about, to also engage with you in a more human, normal way so that it's easy to be in connection with you. And that's what's important. I mentioned how just posting is not enough, and that's the truth. But when you start to connect and engage with people, you do want to have post on your personal page, not just in a group or on a business page, but on your personal page. Because when you think about online, it's social, it's relational. So if I reach out to someone that I've connected with in a group, like I love their comment or they asked a question or something, and I reach out to them in some ways, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to click on my picture and go check out who this chick is. That's what we do as human beings. Somebody reaches out to you, you go check them out, check out what they're about. And so if I have enough of that content on my personal profile, right away, just by scrolling, they'll get a sense of what I do for a living, that I'm a real human. They'll get a sense of my sense of humor, hopefully, if I'm doing things well. They'll get a sense of my expertise and potentially feel a lot more comfortable responding to my comments, my message, whatever it is that I used. So you want to have content that essentially shows the full spectrum of who you are. And in the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, I teach 6 different types of content to essentially rotate to make sure that we do that. The second thing you need to do, and that's more of the outer, is you need to know who your ideal client is. It doesn't need to be super niche down, but you need to have a sense of what they care about, what kind of books they read, which Facebook group they're going to hang out in, which movie they're going to watch. All those things are, one, going to allow you to create content that is going to connect with them. And 2, it's also going to allow you to figure out where they're at and where you want to put your energy, your time, even your money. Like if you're interested in doing ads, it makes sense to figure out which websites, which magazines they're reading, all of that stuff. So that's the second thing, is figuring out what's going to move them and where are they hanging out so that you can start connecting with them and engaging with them. And maybe even if you know that your people are going to watch this particular kind of podcast or are going to be in this major group, maybe you can start connecting with the podcast owner or with the group owner and figure out how to go about and be on that podcast, or how to create something for that group, or do an interview with that person or something like that, that's going to allow you to be in front of that person's audience, knowing that quite a few of your people are their people. So that's number 2. Number 3 is, then when you know where they are, you want to start engaging them. You want to start connecting with them in a really genuine, friendly, conversational type of way. I often will go in a group. I'll check out the group. I'll put maybe a little bit of value in that group. But mainly, if I find someone and I'm like, this person is potentially my ideal client, I'll friend request them. And if they say yes to my friend request, then I will message them. But it's not a salesy, pitchy message. I'm not trying to make this person into my client. I have enough clients. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect with them. More than likely, I love my clients. The people I work with who are healers, soulful entrepreneurs, I have a shit ton in common with them. And so I just want to have a good time and connect with them. What are they up to? What kind of sacred work are they putting out there in the world? What's working for them? What's not working for them? What's their life like? How has COVID affected them? Like, all of that stuff is interesting to me. How can we collaborate? How can we support each other? How can we cross market for each other? Like, be human, be a person, and don't forget that just because you're on a screen, the person on the other side of that screen is a human being. And so you connect online in the same way you would connect if you went to a networking event. Like, if you went to a networking event and you met someone there, you wouldn't right away hand them your card and say, hey, what kind of problem are you dealing with? Let's see if you're an ideal client. Would you like to work with me? That'd be super weird. You would just start a conversation. That's what you do online. You start conversations because everyone online is a human being, and they have the potential of being a friend, a collaborator, a referral source, or potentially a client. But if you look at them only as a client, you'll bring that energy to the conversation and everything stops. I love it when somebody will connect with me and be like, hey, would you like to have a connect coffee date? Of course, I want to do that. Unless I'm super busy. But if I'm not super busy, I'll find 20 minutes to go and meet someone. You would be surprised how many clients I got just doing that. No pushy, no intention of having a client at the end, just an intention of connecting and being human. And that's essentially how I filled my program. Almost every person that's in there, almost every person that has at some point or another become a client, especially over the last 2 years when I've done a lot more work online, has come from some kind of connect call of me being human with another human. So that's number 3. Start genuine conversations and don't look at people only as potential clients. Look at them as humans. Look at them as referral source. Look at them as collaborators. Look at them as potential friends, and just reach out from that energy. The other thing you can do is, when you're having these conversations, if something feels like it is a potential client, that you can jump directly to a sales call. But oftentimes that connect call that you're having with a person is essentially, 1, to see if your energy is good, and 2, if they are, if you want to move the conversation to the next level. So number 4 is, once you've connected with them and you've entered into a conversation with them, then you take the conversation to the next level only if it feels right. And this is what is amazing about the connect call. There's no pressure to sell. The only thing you're doing in a connect call is to see whether or not this person is the right fit for anything, the right fit for a friendly connection, the right fit for a collaboration, the right fit for a client, the right fit even to refer clients to you, or for you to refer clients to them. And so it takes all of that pressure off. You get to have a conversation with someone. You get to share with them what you're about, what you're passionate about, what you do, the results you get, the problems you solve. But there's none of that weirdness about trying to get them to say yes. That's the next step. And the next step is, if this person is a fit. And if they're a fit either as a referral source for you, if they're a fit as a potential client, if they're a fit for collaboration, then you move the call to a different call or to a different aspect of the call, which is more around sales and more around figuring out how we're going to work together, essentially. And then you can shift the energy of that call. But that way, no one's surprised, there's no weirdness, and it's really easy. So those are the four processes of essentially gathering clients. Honestly, it's not that complicated. Clients are people, and people buy from people they have relationships with, that they know, that they like, that they trust. And if you focus on building relationships in your business, you will get clients. There's no way around it. It might not be quite as easy as you would have liked. It might not be quite as fast as you would have liked. But in some ways, especially in this market, when just posting content doesn't do it, it's one of the fastest, best way to build consistent business, consistent income. And then I'm going to give you the fifth one. And so far, I'm giving you all sorts of outer strategies for attracting client. The fifth one, the last one, is all about the inner work. And if you know me, you know I'm always saying that the strategy without the right energy does not matter. So when you take care of you, when you do what you love, when you stay in a place of alignment, of openness, of relaxation, then you become magnetic. People want to talk to you. They want to be in your sphere. They want to work with you or collaborate with you. They want to send you clients because they like you, because they feel you, because you make them feel good. So you can't build a business, you can't build relationships in the business world or out there, actually, from a place of need, from a place of scarcity, from a place of feeling pushy, of anxiousness, of hustling, of striving, like all that weird push-pull energy, people can sense. And if people can sense it, then A, won't feel good. If they don't feel good, they won't want to work with you, whether working with you as a collaborator, as a referral source, or as a client. So, like a lot of people, they're interested in the strategy. And I get that. I spent years only studying the strategy. Even though I was a meditator, even though I was an energy healer, like for me, it's like business was business and it was strategy. And I will tell you that none of it worked until I figured out what was going on inside me, until I figured out that I was discounting my own wisdom, that I was doing things I didn't like, that it didn't feel natural to me, that I wasn't enjoying the process. The moment I stopped all of that and actually made sure that I was in the right space, that I wasn't sabotaging, that I wasn't hiding, that I wasn't like putting out all this yucky things, and you know it. You can only look inside and you know if there's yuck in there. You know if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling like you don't know how you're going to pay the bills or you're not enjoying your work right now. If that's happening inside you, you're going to get in your own way of building and reaching and creating relationships out there and in growing your business. So that's number 5 is make self-care, make energetic alignments, make joy, make ease a priority in your business, or it will literally ripple in everything you do in your business and affect everything you do. All right, I'm looking at my notes. Once you know, kind of like for me, it's a little bit of almost a numbers game. I kind of know how many calls I need to get on. Like, I don't mean sales calls, I mean connection calls, to essentially have the few clients I want to have with consistency coming in. I kind of know how many people I need to reach out to, how many friend requests I need to put out to actually get to have these calls. And so, once you have that rhythm figured out, you have that step-by-step process figured out, it actually gets to be relatively easy to know what you need to do to create a sustainable income. And then at that point, all you've got to do is you can say, okay, I've got this much time. That allows me to see this many people a week. like how many clients do I need to friend request and have conversations to do that? And I want to be making this amount of money. So now that I have this process in place, how do I need to tweak my offers? What price do I need to have to make sure that I can pay my bills and be really comfortable? So it starts with clients, and it starts with having a sustainable step-by-step process to bring in clients that you can trust and you can rely on and do over and over. And once you have that in place, then you know how to tweak your offers, you know how to tweak your pricing to make sure that you're comfortable financially. So, in my new program that starts tomorrow, the Sovereign Entrepreneur Academy, I do exactly that. I literally help soulful coaches, healers, wellness practitioners to get booked out without burnout. I give them step by step strategies, and I marry that with energy and inner work to make sure that it works for them and that they can actually sustain it and keep doing it over and over and over. We go deep in everything it takes to attract and enroll clients, from content that attracts clients to growing your audience with ease to starting conversations with them in a way that doesn't feel pushy. My dog is being pushy. In a way that doesn't feel pushy or salesy, and essentially to move that person into a sales process if it feels right and appropriate. But the way I do it, it never feels salesy. It literally, like, for me, by the time I get on a sales call with someone, usually the person has asked me to work with me. On occasion, I'll look at someone and I'll say, you know what, you are my ideal client. I can totally like help you with that. I would love to help you with that. Are you at all interested in talking about working together? And they'll say yes or no. But 90% of the time, the person says to me, hey, I love the way you work. I love your energy. What does it look like to work with you? And then I will tell them, okay, well, if you're interested in talking about that, we totally can. But like this is a connect call. Like, do you want to shift the call or do you want to just make another call? So when you have that process in place, like what I teach in my academy, then no call ever feels salesy or pushy. You literally almost not don't have to sell. It becomes effortless. And then in my program, I also have all the inner work, the energetic alignment, the getting unstuck, the getting out of our own way, the releasing limiting beliefs, the not playing small, the finding our stride and finding our alignment and finding our flow and learning to receive, learning to relax, learning to move in absolute trust so that we're no longer hiding out, we're no longer sabotaging. And that's extremely important if you want your strategies to work. So if you need all of it to be successful, which is why I built this program the way I did. So tomorrow is the start date. We're still in founding members. That means lots of bonuses that I will not be offering in the future and a rate that will never be available again. If this is something that calls you, if you're curious, I put the link in the comments. You can just check out the link or you can hop on a call with me for like 15, 20, 30 minutes. Let's figure out if it's a fit. um, and it's not too late to join. By tomorrow morning, I'll close it down for a while, and then the prices will go up significantly, and I'll shift the sales page to remove some of the bonuses. But if you know that you want to start and you want to have support, through a big chunk of 2022 to grow your business, to take your sacred work out there into the world, to do it from a place that feels really good, really aligned, really intuitive, then I really want to invite you to join this group, because this is a small, intimate group of super high vibe people. This isn't one of those programs where you're going to go in there and you're going to be in there with 50, 100, 150 other people. There's 10 of us. Like, everybody's going to get to know each other, to market for each other, to interview each other, to do social proof for each other, to refer to each other. There's going to be tons of time for like one-on-one exploration within the group because it's small. So if you know that you do better in a small group, now's the time to join. It's probably always going to be small, but it's never going to be this small ever again. That is it. I think, yeah, I put it in there. Say hi to me if you're still here. and I will probably see you next week. Bye, guys.